Okay, our Gemara in Bava Kama, second parakate at the Regel. We're going to start on Chaf Bet Amid Bet and go on to Chaf Zayin Amid Aleph. Now, this is a theoretical case, but an important case. Amma Rabba. And Rabba again asks the following, or says the following: Zarak Tinok Mirosh Hagag. If someone, God forbid, would throw off a child off a rooftop. Again, there are a lot of bad people in this world, but let's right now talk about the theoretical. Ubo acher, and another comes, the kiblo b'sayif, and catches this tinok that is falling from the roof with a sword. Plukta de Rabbi Yehuda ben Beseira v'Rabbanan. There's a dispute between Rabbi Yehuda ben Beseira and the Rabbanan, who is chayav mita, who is liable for capital punishment. Now let's just take a minute here and just understand the following. When the Gemara wants to test halacha and to see the elasticity of it, to see how strong the halacha is, it will often give exaggerated cases. So from the exaggerated cases, if we can determine what the halacha is, then when we deal with a normal type of case, we should be able to understand the halacha a lot better. So this is clearly an exaggerated case. So anyway, we have a machloka between Rabbi Yehuda and Besein Rabbanan, whether the person who threw the baby off the roof is chayav for capital punishment. D'Tanya, and we have a braita where Rabbi Yehuda ben Besein Rabbanan have a similar argument. And what's the case? In this braita, Hikuhu asara b'nei Adam ba'asara malkot. There are 10 people hitting a person with 10 sticks. So imagine you have a whole crowd, and they have 10 people, and 10 people each have a stick, and they're hitting a person. Now they're going to kill the person. But Bein bebat achad, one scenario is they all did it at the same time. They were hitting the person all at the same time, and the guy died. Bein bezeh achar zeh, or they took turns, one after the other, alternating and hitting the man one at a time, and again the man dies. Kulan peturim. The Rabbanan say everybody is patur. And we're going to see that it's based on a pasuk. Rabbi Yehuda ben Beseira Omer, Rabbi Yehuda ben Beseira says, Bezeh achazer, in the case of where they're alternating one after the other, hitting the guy, and the guy dies, acharon chayav, the last guy to hit him, he's the one who's liable for capital punishment. Bifnei, because she kirev misoso, because he brought the man closest to death. Now, yes, it's true that everybody contributed, but he was the last final blow. So according to Yehuda ben Beseira, in the case of the person who brings on the death, they're the ones who are chayev, and they're the ones who are liable for capital punishment. So now if we apply this to the case of the baby being thrown off the roof, so according to the Rabbanan, we can't say anybody's chayev, because the guy, when he threw off the baby, we could say the baby's dead, but the baby actually still wasn't dead yet. And when the guy caught the baby with the sword, you could say the baby was dead when he caught the baby already. So it's very hard to determine who brought the baby closer to death. But in the case of Yehuda ben Beseira, who was the one who brought him finally to death? You could possibly say that the man with the sword was the one who brought him closest to death. Yes, the baby is dying as it's falling, right? But the straw that breaks the camel's back is the guy with the sword. So that's how we kind of understand this halacha. And it's really based on a pasuk that Rashi brings down. Peturim de be'inin sheyaka kol nefesh adam. When a person hits sheyaka, he kills somebody. Kol nefesh adam. That's the lashon of the pasuk. Kol nefesh adam. The entire soul of the person. That's when you're chayav for capital punishment. If you contribute to someone's death, in the eyes of the Torah, min Torah, Beis Din can't kill you, because it has to be kol hanefesh. You have to be solely responsible for all of the soul that leaves a person. The ein kan maka kol hanefesh upeturim misisasa. Rabbi Yehuda ben Beseira chayav says shekiblu b'sayef mifnei shekarves misaso, because the guy with the sword, he was the one who sort of, again, the straw that breaks the camel's back. It's he who puts the final thrust into the man's life and takes that man's soul.